What's up, everyone? Adrian Morrison here, and I want to welcome you to the Profit Power Hour series. I'm excited to have you here. This is our second Profit Power Hour from my new office, and my office is a mess right now. So I might show y'all a little bit. If y'all been following me on Instagram, then you've kind of seen the move in, and always get excited about a new office, just new energy. And it kind of reinvigorates me a little bit to do more work. Everybody should be able to see the screen now. So if you could see the screen, go ahead and type in a 1 so my team can see that everybody can see the screen. All right. Go ahead and type in a 1. And what we're going to do is tonight on the Profit Power Hour, I am going to show you a couple of ways to take advantage of the biggest e-commerce boom in the history of the internet. So that's going to be super exciting. Let me go ahead and see if I could get my webcam shared. 1 second. Let me just move this around. See if I can get the webcam on. So the internet connection here should be a little bit better. So let's see which camera comes on. Oh, there I am. What's up, everyone? So this week it appears that let me turn autofocus off. It appears that this camera is on in front of me. I'm so used to talking over here and then my screen's up here. Anyways, I'm not gonna worry about fixing it. I'm excited that you're here. We have a lot of new members to the Profit Power Hour this week. And for the first 5 minutes or so, I admittedly ramble a little bit and welcome everybody and just kind of give you an update on what's going on with my life, because this is so much more than just a training call of a tutorial. If you're new to the Profit Power Hour, this is a family. A lot of our students and members have been here for 5+ years. They get on every single week. I mean, we got people like Kathy, who helps moderate the group, who's a student who's been following us for many, many years. You got Brian Rolfson, who's been here for many, many years, and so many more. So we really end up, virtually all getting to know each other very, very well. I know my students better than I know a lot of people around town in real life, and I'm excited about that. I think that's a very cool thing. So this is a more personable webinar. There's not a lot of slides and stuff like that. More so, it's just me simply teaching you what's working right now, what to be looking out for right now, and what updates are happening in the Facebook sphere, in this Facebook and Shopify world. So on the welcome screen, we have, I know I have a lot of gray hair showing right now because I have lights all in front of me. On the welcome screen on the right-hand side, we have my social media. Make sure that you follow me everywhere, because I put different things on different, like Instagram is different than Facebook, and Facebook is different than YouTube, and Snapchat is different than Twitter, so on and so forth. On the left-hand side are our recommended Shopify tools. Some of these are apps, and they're awesome. You'll see people leaving testimonials about these in our group. Shine On is a great print-on-demand app. We'll be talking more about Shine On as we move into the holidays. And you'll see this screen every time we get on a Profit Power Hour. This is kind of like the, okay, we're gearing up. Here are your tools. Here are your links. Check everything out. And we'll update this throughout the year as new things come about. So everybody got it? All right, cool. So if you are new to the Profit Power Hour, again, I want to welcome you. We have new Ecom Success Academy students. We have Ecom Quick Start students. I've communicated with a lot of you throughout the week. And last week, I showed y'all a really, really cool map. And we're going to review that map this week. And we're going to go over so many other cool things, like our Profit Power Hour Student of the Month contest. I'm bringing it back. It is a free contest where anybody, as long as you've made one sale on your Shopify store, you can be the student of the month. And by being the student of the month, you're going to get some cool swag. You're going to get some cool, gifts from me, perks from me for that month. And we'll do one student each month. It's completely random. You just have to get on the webinars, enter the contest, which is free. Again, there's nothing for sale. These webinars are not sales pitches. They're not sales webinars. These are meat and potatoes. It's my way of keeping you up to date with what's going on in the world. And tonight, what we are going to do is we are going to go over the top 2 methods for running a 7-figure profitable e-commerce store as we go into Q4 of 2020 and into 2021, because things in e-commerce are absolutely booming. We are seeing the biggest boom in e-commerce in the history of the internet. As I said before, people that never dreamt of making money with e-commerce are making money with e-commerce, and they're making it more, I guess you could say, in a more simple manner now than it would have been even just a year ago. And it's because now, listen, people are going to the internet not just to buy novelty items, right? They're going to buy toilet paper. They're going to buy your everyday items because they don't want to go into the Kroger. They don't want to go into Walmart. They don't want to go into Target, right? A lot of stores are shut down. A lot of things now are being ordered online that typically were not ordered online in such an abundance, right? So it's opening up new niches. It's opening up opportunities. It's opening up the ability to create new brands, strong brands that one day could be massive. One of our members, his name is Michael, and if you look really far back into the group, you'll probably see posts from him. He started out selling slingshots. So his e-commerce store was selling little slingshots from AliExpress. And he saw a gap in the market. He saw a gap where there was a big problem, and he found a solution for it. Started a real brand, not just a dropship brand selling slingshots, but a real brand, and now runs a store that's doing 8 figures per year and has done so consistently for the last 3 years. I would say probably one of our biggest success students in the group in terms of revenue that's been generated. And you know, people that hit that 8-figure mark, typically I would say, okay, those are the I guess the few out of the many, right? There's going to be a lot of success, but I certainly don't expect, I won't, and I hope, right? But I don't expect everybody that has success to go on to build a company that does $100 million, right? Like my friend Josh Elixir, who owns Snow White Teeth Whitening. That's a $100 million company, right? But right now, I feel like more than ever, there's opportunity to have a higher level of success than even 2 years ago or 1 year ago, or even in 2015 when Shopify was first started booming because of the state of the internet. But those that make it to that level, right, they're doing things differently than your average e-commerce marketer. And I've networked with them, I've masterminded with them. Some of these have been students of our trainings that have just broken out and done amazing. And then obviously, you know, I run my own e-commerce companies. So I want to talk to you tonight about the top 2 methods for running a 7-figure profitable e-commerce store. How many of you are sick of hearing about revenue from gurus? All the gurus talk about revenue. Just say me in the chat box right now. If you're sick and tired of just seeing people post $1 million or $10 million screenshot, I know it makes me sick to my stomach. That's why in my webinars, I've always gone in and said, hey, everybody, here's how much money I spent, and here's how much money I made, right? And I'm excited to show everyone that because my profit margins on a lot of my campaigns are astronomical, like they're phenomenal, but I'm an expert marketer, right? So you have to optimize. So, you know, what I want to do is I want to show you how to get real numbers. I want to show you the best ways right now to make real profits. And tonight I'm going to give you the map. I'm going to give you the overview. I'm going to enlighten you, and I'm going to show you what myself and so many other of the mega successful e-commerce entrepreneurs are doing different than just selling one-off slingshots and just selling one-off products. You have to think of this, and we'll get on my whiteboard later. You have to think of this as a business, okay? A real business. Even if you're just making $30 a day, you're running a real business, okay? So before I'm excited, so before I get into that, I want everybody to jump into our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/profitph, okay? And I want you to tell everybody to get their butt on the Profit Power Hour right now, because I am showing the top 2 methods for running a 7-figure profitable e-commerce store in 2020 and beyond. Okay, so tell everybody to hop on. Slots are limited. Now, again, if you are new to the Profit Power Hour, this is a series I do every week. It's fun. We relax, we chill. I'm very, I guess, candid on these webinars. I don't have a suit and a PowerPoint and all that stuff. That's just not how we roll. But you want to go back and you want to watch the replays, okay? So how do you watch the replays of our previous Profit Power Hours? So first things first, you're going to log into your Access Adrian portal, and you're going to scroll down, and you, under My Courses and Software, you'll see where it says Profit Power Hour. Hit Access Now, and when you hit Access Now, you'll go to Webinar Replays up here at the tip top. It's in green, Webinar Replays 2020, and you'll be able to watch the replays from our previous weeks, right? So there's little thumbnails that kind of tell you what it is, and you can go back and watch. But I would recommend that you watch August 18th and August 26th. Those are the 2 that you really want to go back and watch, because I showed you how to trend surf, right? I call them tidal waves, these profit waves that happen once or twice a year, how to spot them, how to catch them, and then how to take advantage of them once you catch them, which I show you on August 26th. So you can go back and watch those replays, and you will see that I built out an entire map for you to run a campaign to a product that I showed everybody was going viral last week. So I know that a lot of, like, somebody messaged me on Instagram earlier today. It was like, Adrian, I'm thinking about joining your program, but there's this other guy that has a Shopify program, and he said that he would give me, if I joined his program, a list of 100 profitable products. And I was like, yeah, no, like, that doesn't exist. Like, there's no list of 100 products that you're going to put on your store that are going to profit, right? It just sounds good. It's a sexy hook, right? And that's how a lot of gurus and whatnot sell courses. They find products that, they see selling everywhere and make a list of them and call them a list of working products. Yeah, sure, maybe they're working on some stores, but what I like to show you is products that I actually launch. Y'all saw me launch a product, make it profitable, and then it bombed a couple of months ago. Like, I have no fear, right? I actually do this stuff, and you win some and you lose some. And I want to show you stuff that we actually are actually making sales from, and things that we're actually launching, and we get to do it together, which is exciting. So last week I showed y'all the bracelet, and I'm not going to go over too much on this, but I showed y'all this little bracelet, and what we did is we found a solution to a big problem right now, and that is staying healthy, right? One of our team members in another state, not Mississippi, it's a virtual team member, came down with the virus, and they came down with COVID, and they were in ICU for like weeks. So it's a scary thing. And I saw this product going viral right here. And so what I did is it's a wristband that holds sanitizer in it that is going to be really great for specific people, specific groups to stay healthy, right? It's going to benefit them and remind them, more importantly. So what we did is we built out a map, and I said, okay, if I was launching this campaign, which we are on Facebook, then I would launch a ad that goes to parents who have kids, because, well, parents are going to want them and they're going to want to put them on their children during school. Registered nurses are probably going to buy these. Teachers and professors are probably going to buy these because they're on the front lines at school. Flight attendants and people that frequently travel, they're probably going to buy these. So here's 5 different groups that you can advertise this one product to, right? That squeezes out sanitizer on your hands. And I've already gotten messages seen in the group. People have launched this and people have gotten sales from this, right? So it's a product that we know is going to be in high demand right now. We've done the research. We looked at Google Trends, right? So we looked at Google Trends, and people looking for sanitizer, people looking for you'll see there's just a massive spike that's happened right now. Okay, people looking for things to stay healthy. So right now we're in the middle of a boom, and we built out a full campaign for that. But that's not really what tonight is all about, right? Tonight's webinar isn't about going through and showing you this funnel here. And for those of you that are asking, about the notes to this, last week, man, my hair is a mess. I've been moving all day, so sorry about that. Last week I sent out the notes, but the download button on our replay page was not working. I apologize for that. We got it working. So, by Thursday, I think it was working and people could download the notes. I also posted these notes in the group. So I want you to think of this as just like a quick map that shows you the target groups, the ads, the sales funnel. You're going to have abandonment cart protection, and you're going to have a purchase email list that you can broadcast to, right? So now what I want to do is I want to talk to you about these two methods, right? This is super important, by the way. This is something that maybe you're not using this out of the gate, right? But you have to have your business set up as a business if you want to see success out of the gate. You need to have a plan. You need to know what you are doing. So I am going to open up my white pad, and we're going to go over, let's see if I can open up my white pad here. Where is it? We're going to go over a solid business plan. Okay, I'm literally this week I am going to build out, I'm going to show you the structure to having a successful e-commerce company. So can everybody see my notepad right now? And that I have 8% battery left on my iPad. So, hope it lasts. I have it charging right now. Just say yes in the chat box. Okay, sweet. So that said, let's go over here and let's talk about how to run a profitable e-com business. All right. So we want to run a profitable e-com business. And why are some people seeing so much success while others are, flapping around like a fish out of the water, trying to figure out how to breathe, because that's what a lot of people are doing with e-commerce. I'm going to draw it out for you. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So right now we're talking about building a profitable e-commerce business. This is going to be our goal, right? But what happens is a lot of people, so we'll just get this to zoom into, let's see, usually like 120. Okay, so here's what most people do. And I always start out trainings like this showing you most people versus the really successful people. All right, so here is what most people do. Most people, all right, what they do is they locate a product, okay? And once they locate a product, what they do is they launch an ad, okay? So they do exactly what we said last week. They find a product, and then they find their audience, and they launch an ad. And, a lot of times that ad does result in sales. That ad ends up being a profitable sale. All right, that's it. All right, step one, find a product. Step two, launch an ad. Step three, hope that your ad makes money. And they are in this process of rinse and repeat, of churn and burn, right? Most people, they do not, we're gonna just underline not, okay, run a real business. okay? Most people that are doing e-commerce are not actually running a real business. As a matter of fact, they don't know what the heck they're doing. Most people are really just doing this off the cuff, candidly, kind of learning as they go. They don't have mentorship, they don't have direction, and it's a big guessing game for them. So they're not running a real business. And when you're not running a real business, your business is destined to fail, even if you're currently seeing success. All right, so what happens is this ad starts making money. But over the course of time, let's draw out a timeline here. Okay, so let's just say that we start this ad in, right now it's September, okay? September of 20. As time goes on, over here to, let's just say, September of 21, right? This is a timeline, all right? So this is a timeline. What's going to happen is the money that's being generated right here over time with this one product, it will consistently get smaller and smaller and smaller. Maybe there is a couple of blank months here, and then there's some more money that's made here, blank month, and then a little bit month. So what happens is it starts to fizzle, all right? Products, one ad does not typically last for an entire year. You have to maintain it, you have to optimize it, you have to use upsells and cross sells and optimizations, right? So over time, what's going to happen is your ad is going to go negative. And a lot of people, they do this. They get one product, all right? So they get one product and they launch their ad and they make some money, right? They make some money and they're like, yes, I've made it. I'm quitting my job and I'm now an e-com millionaire. You see a bunch of gurus do that and then they disappear because they like make some money real fast and then suddenly their business flops because they're not running a real business, right? So over time, your ad dies. So what happens is a lot of entrepreneurs, what they do in the e-commerce sphere is they rinse and repeat. So the rinse and repeat model is you find this product and you run it until it doesn't make money, right? And then once it stops making money, guess what they do? They find another product, right? So it is a rinse and repeat model that ultimately leads to failure. So this is not a real business. This is not what you want to do when you're running your e-commerce store. So here's what I do, or I should say successful people do. Or let's call this the right way. All right, so the right way to run your business. This right here, we're going to highlight in green. And don't worry, I will give you all the notes from this. You'll be able to download them on the replay page. And I will make sure it works this week because last week I was still moving. I still am moving, but last week was a little bit more crazy. All right, so here's what we do. What we do is we find one product, and when we find this product, we immediately, instantly, I've been teaching this since the beginning of like my career as a career in education, right? Instantly, we find two complementary products. All right, so comp prod number 1 and comp prod number 2. Now, a complementary product is essentially, I want you to think of it like this. If you're selling dog collars, that's what I started selling, then a complementary product would be a dog leash. A complementary product would be a dog necklace for their human owner to wear because they just love dogs so much, right? So this right here is step number 1. And I'm going to talk to you about what this means in just a little bit, right? And then what we're going to do is from here, we are going to run a Facebook ad. So it's the same process. So we're going to launch an ad. That's what we're going to do. We're going to launch a Facebook ad. So we'll do step one is we're going to find a product. Step two is we are going to launch our ad. And then we will, step three, hopefully make some money, right? Hopefully people buy the product. Now, if you look at this product or this launch process compared to the one above, right, where we have step one in yellow, okay, we got step two in blue, and then step three is make money. Do these look like the first part of both of these steps? Do they look eerily similar, right? They look almost the same. So you might be sitting here saying, Adrian, hold on. Why on earth are you showing me this? It looks just like what you just showed me, and you're saying this the right way. Well, there is one difference. The difference is we have complementary product one and complementary product two. And complementary product one and two means that not only are we going to make that one sale, right, but we are probably going to make additional sales, because when people come to buy product number one, they will see product number two and product number three. So for example, this may be your dog collar, this may be the leash, right? And this may be a dog necklace, right? Assuming that we are in the dog niche. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So we aren't just out of the gate, we're not just launching one product. We already have somewhat of a basic funnel in mind. And we know that we're going to triple up the amount of money. So what is step number one to running a real business? The number one thing that you've got to focus on if you want to have success is average order value. Average order value. So I want you to write this down. All right, so profit point. All right, so your profit point here. This is going to be profit point number one. Profit point number one is average order value, okay? AKA AOV, average order value. Now, your average order value is the average amount of money that a customer spends when they enter your e-commerce store. So when we go back over here and we look at the timeline of this ad, right? We look at the timeline of the money that we're making on this ad. So let's draw out a timeline here, all right? So we go back over here to September of 20, and this would be September of 21, just like before. What's going to happen though here is your timeline of profits is more likely to run all the way across, right? So you're more likely across this timeline over here to make the bigger money, especially in the beginning, right? So bigger money, bigger money, bigger money. Now, the more money you make, the more money you can spend. And this is how you consistently make money every single month. Just literally every month. This is how you make money. Why? The reason that this ad up here died out and some months wasn't profitable is because they were focused on selling one product, right? They had one product that they were generating a sale on. They weren't focused on average order value. And that means people were spending less money. So on a bad day, whatever, ads aren't performing as well as they could. What happens is they lose money, right? But this person over here that's running a real business model that has the other two products and they're they're focused on average order value. Well, they're making triple the money, right? So it stands to reason that this person will be able to weather a storm should it hit, and they have a week of ads that don't perform well. Does that make sense? So it's pretty simple. Like, what's the trick to running a profitable e-commerce store? Well, point number one is focusing on average order value. Now, how do you get average order value up? Okay, so average order value can go up two different ways. So A is going to be cross sales. Now, cross sales, we've talked about a lot over the years. A cross sell is just literally just having the product on your website and on the same page as your product. So if somebody goes to buy a dog leash, they're going to look underneath the add to cart button and they're going to see a product for a dog harness or whatever it may be. Look, I'll show you a quick example, okay? Because for my veterans, I know that y'all know this. Y'all know this part. But you know what? You'd be surprised at how many of my members that have been following me for a long time are not practicing all of these things. They're not practicing this stuff. So when I come over here to a collection, so let's just say that over here on our Gear Grabber store, we're selling this cat necklace, okay? So a cross sell essentially is this right here. Oh, well, while you're looking at the cat necklace, also we recommend the cat hoodie, the cat whatever hat, the cat harness, and this cat pillar. These are cross sales that are directly related to the niche that we are advertising. Does that make sense? That's a cross sale. There's so many people that don't do this that are just missing out on abundance of money. Like this right here alone gets us a lot of additional sales. So instead of making $16, we make $34.99 additional because somebody says, you know what, I'll take that cat t-shirt. That is a cross sale. Pretty simple, right? Now, the other way that we get our average order value up is by upsells. Now, upsells are a bit more intrusive, okay? So this is shouldn't be news to you, but upsells, let me just make sure my screen's showing. Okay, so upsells here are going to allow you to proposition your customer in the midst of their checkout. So they've hit the add to cart button and they're going to check out, and you give them some sort of discount, right? So you give them some sort of discount to add more products to the cart, to their cart. And this for you means more money because they're spending more money. Therefore, you're making more money. Now, what is the best upsell? Can somebody just put it in the chat box because I want to read these later. What is the best upsell for a product? The number one thing that you can upsell a customer that 9 times out of 10 will be more profitable and make you more money than any other type of upsell. Can somebody tell me? Just put it in the chat box. All right. So the best upsell is the same product twice. So in other words, an example is Lucy comes in to buy a dog collar. Okay, so she is buying one LED dog collar, okay? And what we do is before she gets to the checkout, all right, so this is our checkout page where she can put her CC info and order, okay, and buy it. She put her CC info here and spend the money. What we do is before we let her get to the checkout, we say, hey, Lucy, listen, you're buying one dog collar. How about you get some replacement collars or additional collars at a discount? So in the midst of this part right here, what we do is we divert them to a upsell page, right? So this is going to be your upsell. and we're going to say 2 replacement collars for 25% off. So 25% off. Okay. And then we will have a add to cart. I like making my add to cart buttons red. It converts better. All right, so now what happens is before we let her buy the 1 collar, we say, hey, Lucy, look, you're buying 1 collar. Let's go ahead and get you 2 replacement collars, or you buy some for friends, whatever it may be, and we'll give you 25% off. So what we have done is we're going to have a percentage, and I'll give you an example. One of my upsells in my business is getting I think it's a 43% yes rate. So what happens is you're going to have some people say, no, I don't want anything else. And they're going to go straight over here. Well, actually, let's just say they are going to go straight. They're going to say no, and they're going to go straight to spending that one little bit of money and buying 1 collar, okay? And then you're going to have people that say yes. And in my business, one upsell that I implemented about 2 months ago, seeing about 43% of people say yes. Okay, so 43% of the people are saying yes to it. And what happens is these people will end up buying the trio, if you will. Okay, so they will end up spending triple the amount of money just about. And just simply by asking them, right, we win. That is how you increase your average order value. And if you don't know what to upsell, oftentimes upselling people the same product at a discount, doubling up, tripling up, will end up winning, right? So that's where you start. Does that make sense? Just say yes. So how do you run a real business in 2020? You've got to be doing upsells. You've got to be doing cross sales, right? Even if you only have one winning product, then if you want this timeline to be a sustainable timeline between now and this time next year, you've got to focus on average order value. Something I discovered a very long time ago was the importance of this particular thing, and it changed the way that I ran my business. Once I discovered how important average order value was, I became obsessed with it, and it's literally the only thing that I would focus on. So I just want to show you real quick. I said no slides, but I have an example of when I finally realized how to increase average order value in my ESA slides. So this right here, it shows my average order value. Now, if I zoom in, can everybody see this? Just say yes if you can see this. So if I zoom in here to like 200%, you're going to see that my average order value was about 25 bucks. Then I started realizing that using cross sales and whatnot could increase my average order value. I literally tripled the amount of money that my customers were spending. So just showing you real quick, you've got to focus on AOV as we move in to the holiday season. Now, what is profit point number 2? Because there is another profit point that you need to focus on. So let's just get this to about 120. Profit point number 2. So I'm just going to draw this out, try to make my handwriting really nice. So profit point number 2 is going to be focusing on something that is called lifetime customer value. This is where it gets really juicy right here. Lifetime customer value. So I'm going to put both of these in green so you can see them when you download these notes. Okay. So profit point number 2 is lifetime customer value. Now, how does LTV work? Because that is what you will often hear entrepreneurs call this, LTV. This is the ultimate, most important piece of the puzzle. If you can solve this and implement this in your business, game over. I don't think you'll ever have to worry. If you can increase your customer lifetime value, then you are going to absolutely destroy it. So let's come back up here. Why does this model that most people use fail so often? I mean, you can make money, but like, for how long is the question, right? The reason that this fails is because this is a churn and burn method. So this is not good in that this is a method whereby you churn and burn. And you're only focused on what's called the front end sale. All right. Now, what do I mean by the front end sale? With business, there is a front end and a back end. Okay. So let's talk about those. Any and all businesses, there is a front end and there is a back end. All right. So there is a, actually, let me just title this for you because I want you to remember this. There are hold on. There we go. All right, so there are 2 elements to a biz. So biz, B-I-Z, just to save time, to a business. And this is the fun part. This is what I've been wanting to get to for now 45 minutes. Okay, there's 2 elements to a business. Number 1 is your front end. Now, the front end is your initial sale, okay? The first sale that you get a customer through the door and they buy one product. That is the front end sale, okay? So the front end sale. The second part of the business, and this is where the money is, okay, is called the back end. So you now have also a back end, all right? And the back end is where you get what is called repeat sales. Now, what do I mean by repeat sales? I mean that this book right here, it's going to run out of pages eventually. Now, what's going to happen when this book runs out of pages? Can somebody tell me what's going to happen when this notebook runs out of pages? I'm going to buy another one. And when that one runs out of pages, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. Repeat business. I'm going to buy this exact notebook. I've already bought like 2 or 3 of them. So that is what repeat sales are. But repeat sales don't come just from people that need to replenish a product that they currently have. It comes from good optimization. So the idea is to take this front end sale where you make some money, okay? You get people in the door and you make a little bit of money here, right? But then immediately have a system that will turn them into repeat sales where that customer continues week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out, every Black Friday, every Cyber Monday, whatever, every Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, so on and so forth. They come and they spend more money. The key is, how do you get people to go from that initial sale, right, to coming over here and spending more money? Now, the second piece of this is the initial sale has typically ad cost, because you're usually spending money to get that customer to your store via ads. Your back-end repeat sales have no ad cost, typically. All right, so the repeat sales are more profitable and they give your business longevity, stability, and security. Does that make sense? Just say yes if that makes sense. Listen, I'm gonna stop for a second because look, we've taken a decent bit of notes here. All right, I'm gonna level with you. This is boring. I get it. Like, you know what's more exciting than looking at me talk about LTV and AOV, average order values and lifetime values, is what we did last week, going in and finding a product and showing you how to launch it. But here's the problem is, I give you a campaign and you catch a fish, right? But then unless you have me give you another campaign, you're not going to go out and catch another fish, right? What I want you to be able to do is I want you to have an automated system that catches fish for you every day, where I'm not always having to do it for you and I'm not always having to give you a campaign. I want to be able to give you a campaign and then you to continue to thrive from that campaign. It's like having bait that never needs to be replenished for your fishing pole, right? It's like you can use worms when you go out and fish, and when you run out of worms, you got to get more worms, or you could buy one of those fancy expensive lures that you cast out and you can use over and over and over and over and over again, and they're more efficient, and they also will catch fish at a higher and more rapid rate. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm giving you a high-end lure and showing you how to cast it out, because I want you to run a real business at the end of 2020 and beginning of 2021. Because if you do this, if you focus on this stuff here, then you're going to have way more odds of success moving forward and hitting it big and not just getting lucky with a couple of cash grabs here and there. Y'all with me on this? So sometimes on these webinars, I have to state what I think is common sense and obvious, because just because it's common sense to me as an entrepreneur who's been in business now for 14 years, doesn't mean to someone who's brand new it's common sense, right? You don't know what it is you don't know. So making a store pretty is great. Putting 1,000 products in your store is great, but dang it, unless you're focusing on average order value and lifetime value, you're not really in business. You're just hawking products, no differently than someone on the streets selling, products on a corner that's here today but gone next week, right? You have to run a real business, and LTV and AOV, as boring as they sound, when we're talking about them in terms of notes, they are the key to long-term success. So why don't we just draw a key here? I don't know if I can draw a key, but so let's just draw a key real quick. So we'll reference that, okay? So let's just call this, I'll just draw like a square key here. So these are the key. This is a terrible key, but these are the key to success, all right? How come that doesn't look like a key? I don't know why, but I'll draw a better key later, okay? These are gonna be the key to your success. Image of a key. I need to see a key now if I'm going to, if I'm gonna draw you a key. But these are going to be the key. That was just an epic fail, major failed attempt, Adrian. Great job. I'm not an artist, but I love art. All right, so this is the key to success. This would have been a lot easier just to do, right? This is your key to success. And we just want to highlight this as much as we can here because I want you to see it. These two things that we are going over now are the key to success. Now, let's go back down here and let's talk about this lifetime order values. You're probably asking, like, Adrian, how do you get back end money? How do you get your lifetime customer value up? And what does that even mean? Well, since I have the ESA presentation open, I'll show you what that means because I think somewhere in here I have a slide of just one of customers that just went absolutely bonkers on my store. And this is a very exaggerated example because this isn't like every customer that's going to do this, but it's a true testament. So this is an old screenshot too, but whatever. This is Esther. She came to my store over a year ago and she bought one product. When Esther bought her first product, she bought her front end product, the initial order. Does everybody understand that? When Esther came in to my store the very first time, she made a front end purchase, right? That's number one. I spent money to make money. Spent money to make money. I did exactly what these people up here do. Is I found a product, I launched an ad, and I made money, right? But that was it. What I did is I had a front end where I made money, and then Esther went through something called the back end, where back end money is made. Any business will tell you the back end is where the money is at. So Esther, right, she came to my store and she made 20 more orders, 20 more orders. So her average order was $27, but she came back 19 more times and spent around $27 on my store. So I spent money one time to get her there, and then 19 times she came back over the course of a year and bought more stuff. Now, by buying more stuff, I made more money with no ad cost. So I guess you could say in this particular example, out of the 20 total orders from Esther, the first order, right, was the front end order. So we'll just put that one in blue. All right, so the first order, that's order number one, was a front end order. And the other 19 orders, right, were back end purchases. So now you're asking, how do I achieve a back end sale? How do I get my lifetime customer value up? Because see, this one order here, right, that I now am highlighting in blue, what we did is we multiplied it times 20, right? We were able to take this one order, multiply it into 19 more orders, which then, as you can see, follows this timeline here where Esther just keeps coming and spending money and spending money and spending money. I could throw my pen down, I can kick back, I can put my hands up, and I could relax, and I could just watch sales roll in. I don't have to launch new ads. I don't have to find a zillion different products. I don't have to have a store like Amazon with a billion things on it, because I have an automated process that is designed to focus and increase on lifetime customer value, right? How do I get one person through the door and get them to spend more money on my e-commerce store over and over without spending additional money? So the two biggest things to the back end, all right, so your back end, the number one easiest way to have a back end is the most boring, but most profitable. It's called email marketing. Would you believe that I've had students One most notably, her name was Harriet. Y'all probably saw success stories from her 3 years ago. She ended up hitting 7 figures. But would you believe that she came to me already making a lot of money from, she'd gone through the training and started a store and was doing really good. And she had never sent an email. Like, she was already making $5,000 a day to $6,000 a day in sales and never sent an email. And I remember I messaged her on Facebook and I said, Harriet, why haven't you sent emails? The back end is where the big money's at. Send an email to your list and offer them additional products. And she's like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then the next day she messaged me back and was like, oh my gosh, Adrian, I can't believe it. I sent an email and I made another $2,000 today profit. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And how much did that cost you? Nothing. It didn't cost you anything, right? Because emailing is free. You just pay your monthly fee for the account, but there's no ad spend. So email marketing, that's the number one way. So you want to send out weekly promo emails. And in these weekly promotion emails, what you want to do is you want to offer discounts to people. So you're going to give them real discounts, like literally they're on your email list. They're opening up your email. They're clicking. Give them a good deal that they can't get anywhere else. Reward your subscribers. And the second thing is first dibs on new releases. So you can say when you're releasing a new product, you can hype it up through email and you say like, we're releasing these new leggings, we're releasing this new whatever, we're releasing blah, 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 right? And send them an email a week in advance and then tell them that's going to launch. And obviously, you know, you have limited supplies. So people have FOMO, fear of missing out, right? So let's write that down. All right, so this is going to give people FOMO. All right, FOMO is fear of missing out, right? And what's going to happen is you send people emails and you say, listen, before we launch this to the public, before our, before we run ads to this, before we list it publicly on our Shopify store, then we're giving you this email because for the next 24 hours to 48 hours, only our VIP email subscribers can get this. And guess what? We're going to give it to you at a discount. So in 48 hours, when we launch this set of new products, they're going to be more expensive, and chances are we could hit max capacity. We could sell out. But if you get in now because you're an email subscriber, you're going to get a discount and you're guaranteed to get it with the fastest shipping. Reward your subscribers with discounts, first dibs on new product releases. That induces like natural FOMO, right? And it's going to make you more money without spending a single dime. Now, the second thing is something I'm going to talk to you all about moving forward in the next couple of months. Now, this next thing is hot. It is awesome, but it's more technical. It's more advanced. So the next thing is subscription. So subscription products. So subscription products, what's interesting about these is they need to replenish, or they get people into a monthly fee, which creates automated passive / reoccurring income, which is my favorite. So automated, passive, recurring money. So subscription products. Now, a good example of a subscription service would be BarkBox. So BarkBox, this is a massive company. BarkBox sales numbers. All right. So let me just show you something real quick. All right. So BarkBox is a company that will obviously it plays on the fact that people are obsessed with their pets, right? This BarkBox website's barkbox.com, and essentially what happens here is people will come in, they will subscribe, and they will pay a monthly fee, and every month they'll get a BarkBox full of toys and treats and candy. They launched many years ago, right? Now, the reason this business is successful is because they focus on LTV, lifetime customer value. They get people in, and then they are able to get that customer to pay month in and month out. Now, you don't have to have a mystery box or anything to do subscription. I'll teach y'all how to do that in the future. Moreover, what happens is you build a big business. So if I just Googled BarkBox sales numbers, I want you all to look at this. And this is something to think on, okay? So BarkBox, what they do is they have a subscription service, and they have 135,000 subscribers at a projected 250 million in revenue. That was for 2019, so there's no 2017. They have 2020 numbers, 135,000 subs. Now, if I wanted to buy into BarkBox, how much would it cost? Well, they're going to make me take a quiz, and I don't feel like going through it. But I think it's like $30, $40 a month or something like that. Let's just see if I can do like how much is BarkBox. So how much is BarkBox subscription? It's easier to find. Maybe they'll show us. Yeah, that's what I guess. About $30 is what it is, right? So they have 135,000 subscribers. Let's just do a little bit of math. All right, so if you have 135,000 people that buy the subscription service times 29, you get 135,000 times 29, you get $3.9 million in recurring passive income a month with no ad spend, right? Now, obviously, it's not magic just like that, but that's the power of subscription. How many of you in here would like for me to teach you about this in the future? Again, there's a lot of gurus that talk about subscription and all this and that. None of them I've seen actually do it right, other than one or two people whom I know very well, whom I've masterminded with. And so there is a specific way to do this, because subscription can get you in trouble if you bill people and they don't know that they're being billed, or they've forgotten and you get chargebacks and refunds. So subscription, I would say, is not something it's going to be super easy that you're just going, oh, I'm going to start subscription stuff. There's so many moving parts to this. This is very complex. So what I recommend is you focus on email marketing right now, and then I will teach you later how to do this the appropriate way, so you start it the right way and stay in business, and not just make money and get refunds, but make money and keep the money that you make, because it's always better when you keep it. All right, so this is, I would say, the profit foundation is you want to find a product, and first and foremost, focus on how do you get your average order value up? How can you spend money to make as much money as possible on the front end, the initial sale? How do you get people to buy more than one product? So you do this across sales and upsells. Our optimized upsell software is the best upsell software for Shopify. It's private. You can find it in our Access Adrian portal. It's not free, but you can go check out the presentation for that and get it if you want. Most of our members already have it. And profit point number 2 is lifetime value. Lifetime customer value comes from generating an initial sale, but then optimizing it on the back end with email marketing and subscription. So you could do email marketing, Facebook messaging, you could do SMS marketing. There are other tiers to it. and then off getting people into some sort of subscription service that we'll talk about later on. And this is if you really want to take advantage of, if you really want to take advantage of the boom in e-commerce, the biggest boom in history of the internet in the e-commerce sphere, and you're focusing on average order value and LTV, doing everything you can to get your AOV up and your LTV consistently rising, then you are more likely to become one of those big players, right? You're more likely to become that person that runs a multi-six-figure per month business because you have the systems in place. You're focused on the right things. You're not just focused on trend after trend after trend after trend. You're focused on systems, automations that will run everything for you and optimize your customers to spend more money and to continue spending more money every single month. All right, so that's it for tonight. I'm going to put these notes onto a downloadable PDF. I will email them out tomorrow, and I'm super excited to hear your thoughts on this. So I will get on Facebook, on our Facebook Live, and I am going to do the after party and give away some free money. So make sure that you go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/Adrian Morrison Official, like it, follow it, turn on notifications for that page. I'm going to be live in about 10 minutes. And when I go live, we're going to give away some money. And I want to hear your feedback about tonight's training. It was more technical training. I did a lot of notes. It's not as fun, but I promise you the knowledge that I dropped this tonight is 10 times more valuable than the last 2 weeks trainings where I went over that campaign. Even though the other one seems more fun, this one is where when you implement these systems with what I showed you last 2 weeks, it will really take you to the next level. So I love you all. Lots of love. Stay healthy. Get on my Facebook Live. So get off here right now. Go to Facebook on my Facebook fan page. We're going to go live. You'll see me pop up in a couple of minutes. We're going to do the after party, and I'm going to just hang out with you and give away some free money. So I love you all. Wish you a ton of success. Hope you crush it. Hope you enjoyed tonight's training. I'll see you next week, same place, same time right here, 9 p.m. EST on the Profit Power Hour. Get on Facebook right now. You'll see me go live on my fan page. Let's hang out. All right. So I'll see you there. Good night, everyone.